Overwatch Uprising PvE mode review. Anyway, this time the Blizzard made another very good decision after another. This time they're bringing out Overwatch Uprising, a PvE event. It's already out. Go update it right now because it's one crazy fun game mode. Um, you can play it two ways. One, you can go by the lore, aka you can only play specific heroes, and which I'd say is a lot harder to do. And then you have the Uprising with all heroes. Basically, just throw the story out the window. Play as anybody. You can play as Talon doing this Overwatch mission. Anyway, other than that, the actual story of the Uprising is, let's say, back in the past. More of the origins of Overwatch, which is pretty nice to know, since not a lot of story has been like looked on Overwatch's past, and finally we get a glimpse of it. Oh, anyway, after like a few years after the Omnic Wars, basically, Madonna and the other Omnic guys decided to make a little place underground for, well, most of the other Omnics. It was good days until Null Sector came in, which is basically a bunch of uh, well, an absolute ton of Omnic extremists that made a surprise attack on King's Row, taking out most of the police that they were at, either killing people or driving them back. In the time that you actually assault, they were hunting down all of all the survivors, and that's where you come in. You either play as Tracer, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, or Mercy. And I'd say that can be a good pick, a good roster, but cannot be a good roster sometimes. Why? Tracer's health pool and DPS aren't that great, but hey, it's good to get somebody else's aggro off of you. Reinhardt has a good shield that pairs up with Torbjorn's turret, very good. But then also, um, the thing is, I'd say he's kinda slow, and also if he wants to go, and probably even needs to go and do some crowd control, he's gonna have to leave that turret unprotected. Torbjorn, well, if he's the Torbjorn that hammers away at his turret 24/7, it's gonna be a problem. But if he's the kind of Torbjorn that sets it on level 2 and then goes and shoots some Omnics up, that's probably gonna win you a game. Mercy, well, just hopefully she actually heals and does not use that potato pistol as much as a lot of people want to. The ultimates from like the story characters have blend in quite well, especially with the Torbjorn turret. Tracer's bomb, well, I'd say good DPS against like the final bosses, which are basically a bunch of Orisa bots, or our 14s. um, Anyway, like I said, you can just throw the story out the window and go ahead and play as any characters you want. You can play as Hanzo, Genji, probably even the whole Blackwatch team. It's just fun to play around with. And how this goes, first you hack 3 terminals, and then you go ahead and protect the payload for seems like forever and against a few bombs, and then they start rolling into bastions, which are kind of hard to fend off if you're probably on a higher difficulty. This on this clip here is my first try at this, so I put it on normal just because I didn't really want to lose, and I actually wanted to get to the end so I know what was happening. Anyway, yeah, this looks like the end right here. The cart just blows up, and yeah, and then you have to go in and take out the OR-14s, which have quite a lot of health for Orisa bots. But hey, custom games is a thing. You can ramp up that health pool a ton. And I'd say that that is one pretty good thing that happened to Overwatch. And it is pretty fun. Can't and just can't wait to get on the party and actually chat with my friends about this. But anyway, smack that like button, hit the sub, drop the comment, and I'll see you guys later for another video on the channel. And enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I'm out of here.